So in this video, I'm going to go over some exercises for hip internal and external rotation. You will need a block, or I think you could get by without a block. You can get creative, but maybe just something you can use as a visual. It could be a shoe, maybe. Anyway, we'll start with butterfly. So bringing the feet together and the knees wide. You actually don't need the block yet. In this pose, kind of just like, I like to just go left and right a couple times, get comfortable where I can like just really relax my knees, my hips, and then bring my hands forward a little bit. And just for about, not very long, 20 seconds, I'm just going to sink down into this as like a stretch. So don't worry about how far or close your heels are to your body. Just sink down into something. Become aware of your breathing because you're going to need to use that. And then lift yourself up like most of the way, but like 2/3 of the way. So you're still leaning forward 1/3 of the way. You're going to keep your hands on your feet. You could put them on the ground. I think it might be a thing to put them on your feet. You might like that better. We're going to start by pushing the knees down into the ground. So kind of lean forward, push your knees down into the ground. And so remembering to breathe. So instead of holding your breath, I want you to push down even harder, harder, like as hard as you possibly can now. Start squeezing that like end range of motion. You couldn't possibly bring your knees any closer. And then bring your hands onto your knees and push your knees up into your hands and your hands down into your knees. We're going to just like ramp up over the next 5 seconds. So start pushing a little harder. Knees especially, that's what we're trying to work, like the hips. Push up into your hands. A little bit harder. A little bit harder. Now we're going to hold 10 seconds from here. Hold as hard as you can. Squeeze. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hands on your feet. Lean forward just a little bit and press down into the floor with the knees. Press. Ramp up. Press a little harder and harder and harder until you get to that point where you really could not press any harder for a few seconds here. Hands on the knees. Press up and into the hands. Ramp up. 20%, 30, 40, 50%. Past 50. Get up to like 85, 100%. You should be shaking. Press into your hands and then hands to your feet. Press your knees down into the floor. And like beyond 50, get past 50 immediately. Push. Press so hard that you start to shake. And hands to the knees. Last 15 seconds. Push up into the hands. Ramp up so you're really pressing. You're starting to get uncomfortable and shake. Hold. Try not to hold your breath. Just a shallow breath can keep moving through you for 4, 3, push to the end, 2, 1, relax. So now you're going to use your block. If you feel like you need to stretch your legs out, go ahead and stretch them out before we do the next exercise here. They're just going to go from one to the next. Okay, so that was a little bit of external rotation. We're just going to do a little internal rotation. Taking a block, bringing it between your legs with your feet wide, knees wide. So you actually want to keep your knees as wide as you can keep them right here, like sitting up with no hands. Try no hands. I know not everyone that you're going to have to put your hands down. You can lean back a bit. Try to sit up, no hands, even if that means bringing your feet out here. That's okay. Bring your feet out pretty wide. That's good. So from here, place your hands on the ground behind you, like to brace yourself strong. So this is how the pose looks. And now I want you to put the block either on like the low setting's pretty low. The middle setting, probably perfect. So like you're going to lean or push your knee into that block. If you don't have something, I think you could use the air. Like I just think it's nice to push into something. I'll show you both. So hands on the floor behind you. Before we even do this exercise, you're going to get really tight. So push down into your heels and tighten up your leg muscles. Tighten up the belly, pull up and in. So my breath's got to get a little like shallower for me to maintain all this stuff squeezing tight. And now nothing's going to move except for my right knee is going to turn in and touch that block. If there's no block, so I'm just going to push into the block if you have a block. If you don't have a block, you're pushing into space. But nothing's moving, just my right knee. I'm pressing as hard as I can. Everything else is tight, tense, pushing my heels down. And then I'm going to release it back. So if you have the block, it's just nice to push into something. I'll do it both ways. I kind of like both. So prepare yourself. Press into your hands, strong arms, belly in tight, heels down, legs active. Right knee comes down and either pushes onto the block or in space. Hold it. Press harder. Ramp it up. Press as hard as you can. Find that uncomfortable, shaky, everything's tight, but you couldn't press any harder feeling. And then release. We're going to do 3, so I'm going to do my last one without my block. All right, so pressing the heels down harder. Hard. Press the heels down. Hands down. Pull the belly in. Strong arms. Nothing moves. Just the right knee. So you can't bring it in anymore. Squeeze those muscles. Every muscle that's available to work for this effort. 5 seconds. And then relax. So you could have done this exercise, like this is the way I'm shaped is like one way. And you could, be leaning back if that's how your body's doing it. But you could, to make it more challenging, bring your feet in closer. Do the same thing. So you might have to put the block on the tall setting, which you might not even be able to reach, or do nothing right in the air. So nothing else moves, but just that knee comes in and you squeeze at this point. It's actually a better exercise. I like this better. It's way more intense. So pick this. If this was pretty easy, maybe do 2 rounds. Move your feet in. And then a third round would be like with your butt off the floor. And you can bring, actually my whole hip just moved. Just the knee. Bring your knee in, pushing down my foot really hard. And then back. All right, so going back to the left side though, with this nice and wide positioning. And this is a great place to start. Start just means try this exercise. Even if you're advanced in any of the ways and you can do the other ones, this is still good. So feet really wide, knees really wide, hands just bracing behind. And I'm going to just the left knee, but before we do just the left knee, tense. Press the right heel down, press your hands in the ground, strong in the belly, strong in my arms. Turning that left knee is the only thing in my body moving in and pressing it down into the block. I can feel my left hip starting to lift, so I'm going to sit back down onto it, and I'm still pressing this left knee in as hard as I can. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax. I really think I like it. At this stage, no block. I don't know. I have my days where I like a block and don't like a block. Okay. Doing it again. The only thing moving is my left knee, so tense everything else. Tense. Here we go. Left knee only. Pressing into my heel, but turning my left knee in. I'm getting up to that 100%. I could not squeeze any harder than this. 3, 2, 1, and relax. One more time. Tense everything. Both heels pressing down, both legs tense, both arms tense, belly tight, and just the left knee. For 3, 2, 1, relax. So what you can do is you can get a timer, and you can do this for 5 seconds. I mean, I would go more than 5. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, hold it, and then relax. Just wait a few seconds, and then do it again. I usually just have a stopwatch playing. I didn't that time. I just guessed. But I have a stopwatch, and I just let it play, and I look at it when I start to get to, like, the most intense I can get in one of those exercises, and I'm like, okay, 38, I'm going to hold it for 10 seconds. When I get to 48, then I'll relax. So keeping track of your own time, each time doing it, 10 to 15. 15 seconds is good, even more, 20 if you have the time or you can stand it. So, all right, so that was just some interior, rotation. So now we're going to go back to butterfly and practice lifting up over the block and hovering back. So in your butterfly position, I won't need that, you're going to put your block to the outside of your right shin. So how far away your feet are going to be determined by if you can sit up, right? So I can sit up pretty upright and put my hands down and brace myself like this. If you need to be, further away so you can brace yourself, anything you can do to figure out how to brace yourself strong. It's almost best if you don't have to put your hands back behind you. So you could sit on a blanket or a block, but I think it's good to work towards no hands. So I'm going to do the first one with hands, and then I'm going to try to do them without hands after that. It's hard. So bracing myself with my hands. So before I do anything, and what I'm going to do is lift my right foot up and hover it over that block. So first I want to do is just tense everything, because nothing's going to move but my right leg. So tensing, I'm kind of like squeezing my legs. I'm going to push my left knee, left foot down. Tensing the belly, tensing my arms, my hands, and here we go. I'm going to lift the right foot straight up. Then I'm going to hover slowly over the block and set the heel down lightly as I can. Tensing everything, keeping everything tense. Here we go, back. Lift the heel straight up, hover over that block, and set my foot back down, right? So that's one. I'm going to try to do it no hands. I could really feel myself pushing in those hands. So I'm going to be leaning. Here we go. So tensing everything so super tight. Even just, here we go. Lifting the right foot up, hovering over the block, and setting it down on the heel lightly. Barely setting it down. Then I'm going to start lifting back up, ramp it up, lift it up, straight up, hover over, tight. Set it down. Don't let yourself lean back. I mean, I am leaning back, but I am countering it and squeezing with all my might to not lean back. One more of these. Ready? Tense everything. Not going to lean back. I'm squeezing this left leg so tight. This left hip is tight. My belly's tight. Everything. Here I go. Right foot lifts. Hovers over. Set the heel down. Lift the heel up. Hover over, set the foot down, and there we are. Bring the block to the other side. I feel my back get really involved when I do no hands. So you really want to, and this is like involving your hip. Of course, it's going to involve your back. Like there's no way to fully separate it, but I'm going to work these so much more. So I think I'm going to support myself through the next few and really focus on moving these. Even though I know I can do it with my hands in the air, I think I might be able to really focus more on this if I lean back. So here I go. Tensing everything up. Tense, tense, tense. Right leg, belly, arms. Lifting the left foot straight up. Hovering over the block. Setting the heel down soft. Relaxing totally for 2 seconds and then ramping back up. Everything's strong. Lifting the foot straight up. Hovering over. Setting the foot down. So I can feel myself leaning into my right hand. So I'm going to try to even that out. Here we go. Tensing up. Right leg, belly, arms. Left foot straight up. Hover over. Heel down soft. Pick it back up, tense up immediately. Pick up, hover over, and down. Again, tensing up. Pick straight up, hover over, come down softly. Pick it straight up, hover over, and down softly. Okay, I think that was 3. Make sure you do 3. Whew. When you get really good at it, you turn it up. I am clearly not there. Probably could knock this over. That takes talent. Okay, so we got butterfly, bear, and internal. Okay, cool. So we worked through butterfly to this bear position. So now we're going to move from bear into 90-90. 90-90 meaning 90-degree bend in both of your knees. So starting out in bear, here's what's important about bear. First, if you don't have to put your hands down behind you, don't. However, you really want this low core, right? So think about the hinge in your hip. You want this to come closer together. So you want your pelvis to tilt, right? So if you have to sit on something to tilt your pelvis this way, sit on something. Because I have to, that's all the effort right there. Like that is me tilting where I can feel I'm on the bottom of the pelvis. Like I want you to tilt up. I can feel that. I'm like, okay, here I am. Actually, I don't know if that's probably my leg bones. Not my pelvis. I have no idea. Anyway, leaning forward. I can feel my bones. Pressing, that's what I want. Push your knees apart. I feel like I need to cut that. That was terrible. So push your knees apart harder. So I'm trying to sit up with all my might. I am pulling my chest forward, my lower belly forward, because I want to keep this flat back of my spine. Back of my spine. Knees as wide as you can push them. So without much changing, let your left knee come down lower than your right and let your right kind of trail and follow. And then we're going to switch, right? Come back to center so they're both at the same level. And then press your right knee down so hard that your left has to trail some. And then come back to center. I'm feeling this myself. All right. We're going to go all the way to the left now. But just like that, the trailing, right? So the right knee only comes when it has to turn with. So starting with the left leg and trying to put it all the way down. So I'm going to tense everything up. I'm pressing into my heels. Belly is tight. Pushing the left knee down as hard as I can. Right knee is just kind of pushing in the other direction. And so I'm starting to turn my chest towards my left foot. And as I do that, I'm going to push my left knee down harder. My right knee feels like it has to start trailing, right? So I'm letting it trail barely while I push the left knee all the way down. It's so slow to trail, slow to trail. I'm going to turn my chest. And when I have to bring that knee down, because I keep turning my chest, I'm going to bring my knee all the way down super slow, like letting it down. I'm pushing into this left one the whole time, letting this one down, 90-90 position. I'm going to scoot back. I think I'm at the edge here. All right, so 90-90 means your left knee goes straight forward from your pelvis with a 90-degree bend. Your right knee, goes straight to the right from your pelvis, so 90-degree bend in the knee. So here we are, 90-90. So before we do some exercises in 90-90, I want to transfer from here to bear, which is in the middle, and 90-90 facing the other side. So it really has a lot to do with this super external rotation, pressing your knees in opposite directions. So before we do anything, just you can put your hands on the floor, but lean forward towards your left leg and press your knee, your calf, and your ankle down. Hold those down. Hold them down. They're still being held down. Lift your right knee up while these are pressing down. So I'm pressing my right foot down, but lifting my right knee, left shin, knee, ankle down, lifting it as high as I can. You can let your hips open up. It's all about the hips, right? So let your hips open as you keep peeling that right knee. Left leg is still pressing down. When you can't peel the right knee anymore without this left leg coming up, start with taking your hands off the ground if you can, and this tiny turn of your chest. Tiny turn of your chest. See with the tiny turn of your chest that you can press that right knee open further. And keep opening while you turn your chest until your left knee has to follow. So right now my hips, I'm kind of switching position on where my butt is on the ground. Left knee's trailing, so slow. Right knee is leading the way. I'm pressing it down towards the floor. I'm turning my chest, keeping the left knee up, up, up. Right knee's going down. Pressing the right knee down. Left knee trails. My chest is turning. Left knee's trailing so slow, but I'm still pressing right knee down, right calf down, right foot down. Once I'm down, I'm a little cockeyed, so I'm going to fix my 90-90. And that's it. So we're going to go back and forth a few times. So getting used to, I was really being exaggerating like the cues. I really don't, it's hard to do that for real and do the pose. Just try to remember those cues. If you need to go back to the one I just did, do that. I'm going to say less things. I just want you to put as much effort, maximum effort into this tiny move from going from this side to the other side. So here we go. Pressing down into the right leg, foot, calf, and knee. Pick your left knee up. Keep picking your left knee up, pushing down into the right. Pick it up so far until you have to lift the right. They're stretching as far apart from one another as they could possibly stretch. Starting to shift through the middle. Left leg leads the way, but I'm pressing back to the right with my right knee. Left knee comes down first. Right knee still wants to go back to the other side and wants to go back to the other side all the way until I set it down. But the left leg is committed. It's pressing down. There we are. Wrinkles in my mat. All right, going back. Same way we just came. Less cues, okay? Ground your left leg. Irradiate your body. Become tense. Peel your right knee up. Keep opening up with the right knee, grounding the left. When it's a must, let the left knee lift. Bringing that right knee down first and as in the forefront here of the movement. Press your knee, calf, ankle down, left leg trails. So I'm squaring up here. Right leg presses down. Left knee lifts. So slow, through bear, separating your knees as far apart as they can possibly be here. Through bear to 90-90 on the other side, separating the knees. One more time, press into the left shin, peel the right knee. Knees as far apart as they can be. To bear. Pressing as far apart as they can to 90-90 on the other side. Right leg leads. And one last time, going back. Stay strong. Press into the right leg. Ground down. Left knee lifts. Through bear. Knees are far apart. And relax. So after you recover, coming back to 90-90 on this side with the left leg going forward, right knee going out to the right. So going right into this is like the typical 90-90 stretch or exercise, excuse me. It's not a stretch. Well, you call it a kinetic stretch, I guess. So left leg forward, right leg back. It's good to have a timer on you. And this is like a go-to one for your hips and your knees. So go-to exercise for your hips and your knees. So leaning forward over your left leg. This is like butterfly. So when I said like lean like 1/3 of the way, lean like 1/3 of the way. And now you can put your fingertips on the floor. I like to make fists and hover. Sometimes I put my fists on the floor, but I try to hover at least half of this exercise. So getting my timer ready. Okay. So pressing down into your left knee, left calf, left ankle. Okay. Lean forward into that. Push and lean over the top of your left leg, kind of like equal weight in the knee and the foot, but use all of the thigh muscle to press down as hard as you can into that left knee. Okay. This is the first position. 15 seconds. Start pushing harder. Tense all this. Right leg is tense, belly's tense, arms tense, fists tense. Push harder. Max effort. Make yourself shake. 5 seconds. This is where I like to put my hands on the ground for the other half. So for this second half, 15 seconds, we're going to try to lift this left leg off the ground. So everything else is going to stay tense as can be. I'm going to try to pick up my foot, my calf, and my knee off the ground with my hands on the ground. So tensing everything up, right leg, arms tense, belly super tense, everything's tense. Here I go. Lift off for 15 seconds. All right, relax. Go back to pushing down, push down. So with all your might, push. So you might have felt that like your left leg didn't lift on that last lift. You know, you tried, but it didn't lift. Don't give up. Keep trying. That's the most important part. Actually, relax for a second. That's the most important part. Keep trying to lift that leg up like you are. If you've seen Kill Bill where she's staring at her toe and she's like, wiggle my big toe. Do that. Be like, I am going to lift my leg, and use all the muscles and shake and do the exercise as if it's lifting off the ground every time in every one of these exercises. Okay. Lean forward. Press. Knee, calf, ankle down. Go. Harder. Tense everything. Everything's tense. Everything's really strong. Press harder. A little bit harder. 100%. Hold it. Now we're going to lift off. Lift your knee, your calf, your ankle off. Nothing else moves. Just lift the left leg up. Or try. With all your might. Shake through it. Shake through it. 3, 2, 1. Last 30 seconds. Push down with all your might. Push. Knee, calf, ankle. Press. Shake. Shake. You're pressing so hard. Get uncomfortable. And lift off. 15 seconds left. Lift off. Lift. Shake with this intensity. Find it. Find the place where you shake. Don't stop shaking. 5 more seconds. Let yourself shake. Let yourself struggle. 2, 1, 0. Relax the struggle. Relax your left leg. Turn towards your right leg. We're going right into this. Same idea, pushing down, trying to lift up. Your torso can be turned. I've seen it done in so many different ways. I don't think there's a right and the wrong. I'm just going to coach you through this position. If you end up turning towards your leg or turning this way, I think you'll be okay. I wouldn't turn this way. Just saying. So turning kind of towards my right leg. My chest is more like facing my left foot. For 15 seconds, pushing down, starting now. Press. Right knee, right calf, right foot. Tensing everything else. This is tense. This is pressing down. It's my left side. Fists, arms, belly. Press. 5. Harder. 2, 1. Now to lift off. I could put my hands down, but yeah, I think I have to. I'm going to try to lift off. Lift the right knee, lift the calf, lift the foot. Nothing's lifting, but I'm trying like 4, 3, 2, 1. Now press down. All your might. Squeeze all your muscles and lean into it and press down. Three, 2, 1. Lift off. Till you shake, lift off. Go back to pushing down. Go, push down. Last 30 seconds. Push harder. Hold it down for 5. Harder. Get shaky. Get uncomfortable. And lift off. 15 seconds to go. Lift off the ground. Something. Maybe your ankle bone for a millisecond. Lift. Shake. Find that uncomfortable place and don't lose it. 3, 2, 1. Relax. So switching the legs from bear on this side to bear on, sorry, not bear. 90-90 on this side to 90-90 on the other side. You can go through bear. Just maybe do it half effort, right? Half effort. Half effort is nothing compared to full effort. Okay. So facing the other way. Right leg's in front now. Left leg's in back. Lean forward over your right leg like 1/3 of the way. We're going to just go right into this. It takes 6 minutes. 6? Yeah. 6? 3. 3? 3 minutes. Here we go. Press your right knee, right calf, right ankle down. Hold it and keep reaching towards your max effort. Find your max effort. Hold it down. A few more seconds left. Squeeze all your muscles. Press knee, calf, ankle. And we're going to try to lift up from here. So you might put your hands on the ground. Try to lift your right knee, calf, ankle. Nothing else moves. Squeeze everything tight. Lift. 5 seconds. And we're going to put it down and start pressing down. Knee, calf, ankle. Everything else is tight. Left side's tight, belly's tight, arms tight. Five seconds. And lift off. Nothing else moves. Just lift that leg off. 3, 2, 1. Last 30 seconds. Press down. Squeeze everything. Press down. Knee, ankle, calf. Lean into it. Press harder. 5 seconds to the end. Squeeze and shake. Now try to lift off. Try to lift off higher with your leg. Your right leg. Use it to lift. 5 seconds. And relax. Press into your left leg. Go. Press. Knee, calf, foot. Squeeze your fists. Tense everything. Tense your right leg. Harder till you shake. 5, 4. Find the shake. Press down harder. Now try to lift off. Hands can go wherever they need to go. Try to lift. Left knee, left ankle, left shin. With all of your might. Don't worry about if it does. Make it. 5 seconds. And go back to pushing. Left knee, left calf, left ankle. Push. Lean into it and press. Strong in the thigh. So strong in the thigh. Solid thigh. Touch it. Make sure it's squeezed really tight. And lift off. Shake. Find the discomfort, but lean into it. And press down. 30 seconds to go. Press. With all of your thigh might. Knee, calf, ankle. Harder to your hardest. Shake. And lift off. 15 seconds. Shake right away. Find the shake. Finding a cramp. That's just as bad as a shake. 5 seconds. And relax. All right, 3 minutes. So 6 minutes total with both sides. Relax. So, when doing this on your own, go into the 90-90, push down 15 seconds, lift up 15 seconds. I literally put a stopwatch on and I watch it. I press down for 15 seconds, lift up for 15 seconds, 3 times each side. The shaking is important. That lets you know if you're getting anywhere. Like, do it till you shake. Find the hardest amount of squeeze and effort and energy to give in that moment when you're just tensing everything. All right. And last, we're going to go from a 90-90 and kind of transfer into like a pigeon. So back to 90-90, left leg forward, right leg back. So the first thing I want to do is kind of press up into the knees. So if you're unable to do that from the floor, you'll put a block under your butt. I'll show it to you with that way, the block under the butt. So we're going to lean forward and press into the left foot and both of your knees. Well, you can put it in the right foot too, but you're really pressing into the knees, a little bit in the foot. I'm going to lift my hips straight up. And at this highest point, squeeze everything, press the pelvis forward. We're going to try to stretch the right leg back, right? So kind of requires a little bit of a wiggle. I kind of tuck my toes under behind me, get the knee under. Kind of stretch back from here into a pigeon. No hands if you're able. So from here, pressing into both my knees into the pigeon. And then I'm going to make my way back, right? So I'm going to kind of lean forward, tuck my toes under, slide my knee out to the side a little bit, turn the chest towards the foot. Here's where you really want to lower down slow. So press into the knee and this front foot and the back foot and lower yourself down so slow back to 90-90. My 90-90 is all skewed, so I'm going to fix it. And do it again. So knees and foot pressing down. Press down so hard I can lift my butt up off the floor. Squeeze tight at the top. Back foot's going to kind of bend the knee, kind of tuck your foot under. Slide the knee underneath you so you're in a lifted pigeon. And I'm using my foot to kind of slide my knee back. I'm staying lifted, pressing into my knees, strong in the legs. Holy shit, there's a big ass hawk going after my pigeons. That's a big hawk. Okay. Pressing down into both of your knees, we're going to go back. So keep your back toes tucked under, lift the back knee, so set it out to the side. Turn towards your left foot and slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Switching sides. Right knee forward, left knee out to the side. So I'm going to turn my chest towards my right foot, pressing down into the knees, pressing down into the feet. Lean forward. Maybe you need your block, maybe you don't. Try to lift up onto the knees. And at this point, I'm squeezing my thighs and my butt as tight as I can. I'm going to keep that back toes, like tuck them under and bend my knee and kind of really tuck them under. Slide the left knee under, wiggle the knee back, and push down into both your knees, staying up in high pigeon. Press hard, straight down, squeeze the thighs. So to wiggle my way back, I'm kind of going to bring my knee in first, a little closer, and then out to the side. So from here, slowly turning and setting my butt down as slow as I can, back into the 90-90. Going right through it again. Pushing forward, leaning forward, press down, lift up. Wiggle that foot under. Staying in pigeon, pushing down into the knees. Then wiggling back. Lowering down so slow. This is the part. So slow. So slow. It's hard to say fast. And that's it for internal and external rotation of the hips.